There are a bunch in the booth. Sorry? Yeah? 1, 2, 1, 2. Shabbat Shalom. It's been a while since we've sung this Nigun. I welcome you to welcome it back into your hearts.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to each of you this Shabbat evening. Whether this is your first time in our sanctuary, your first time in a long time, or whether we shared Shabbat together recently, I am so glad we have this opportunity to bring in the comfort, the relaxation of Shabbat together. As we begin our service tonight, I wanted, present here together, to acknowledge the feelings you may have, the feelings we all likely have been experiencing over these last days as we have contended with public anti-Semitism. Expressed in interviews, on Twitter, on hateful signs over a highway in LA, and the ripple effects from there. And my heart has been heavy today in particular as we mark the 4th yahrzeit of those who were killed in the tragedy in Pittsburgh at Tree of Life Synagogue. In these last number of years, we've all too frequently faced the harsh reality that anti-Semitism is not a thing of the past. It's been present with us for hundreds upon hundreds of years. It didn't go away. It's been bubbling under the surface and is now above the surface. Charlottesville made us feel vulnerable. Pittsburgh made us cry and grieve and fear. And each new incident seems bit by bit to shave away at our sense of security and wholeness. I'm, of course, concerned about these trends of anti-Semitic sentiments leading to anti-Semitic incidents. But I also want us to be cognizant of what it could do, what it has the potential to do to our Jewish identity. Will we define ourselves in celebration of what's beautiful and uplifting in our tradition, or will our identity be based on how others perceive us and interact with us? Will our identity be condensed down to not letting the bad guys win? Or will it be based in what's meaningful and joyous about our Judaism and our community? I want each of us, and every person, not just the young people, but perhaps the young people in particular in our Jewish communities, in our country and beyond, to know that the continuance of our Judaism isn't based in having simply survived, but rather Judaism is a living, breathing, ever-developing tradition, rich in meaning and relevance, precious inheritance that we are blessed to receive and to make our own. These trends and incidents in our country must not cause us to forget the true meaning and value of our faith and of our community. Just last week, our Torah portion reminded us of the power of words. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Words create worlds. As angered and concerned as we are in reaction to these incidents, let us remember that our own words have power as well. And this evening, as we speak beautiful words from our tradition, as we speak words of peace and of greeting to each other, may we remember our own power as well. May the words we speak and sing tonight comfort us and uplift us and call us into action to create a world of loving kindness together.
Olam chesed yibana, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Olam chesed yibana, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Olam chesed yibana. This world from love. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, and you must build this world, and you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, Then God will build this world from love.
One thing that makes this Shabbat a joyous one is that we get to celebrate with Zach Oserin and his family in happy anticipation of his bar mitzvah in just a few weeks. So I would love to invite Zach and his family forward to help us kindle our Shabbat lights this evening. And for anyone else who would like to light candles this evening as we bring in Shabbat, we have candles on the table over here. Please don't be shy. Come up and light candles if you would like.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel And as everyone is returning to their seats, we continue with the word Shalom Aleichem, ushering in the angels to greet us this Shabbat. We're on our handout. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bochem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Let me voice it down. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem L'Shalom, Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Continuing on our handouts from Psalm 16, I've put God before me always.
Shiviti Havaya Lenegi Tamid Shiviti Havaya Lenegi Tamid
We will continue now together in our prayer books. These are the thin booklets, our prayer books on page 9. Page 9 toward the top of the page, the 7th and 8th lines there right from the top.
Adonai os le'amo yitein Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai os le'amo yitein Adonai yivarech et amo.
Beginning on page 10, we find the words of Lecha Dodi, welcoming in Shabbat with joy and gladness. We will sing together the verses with asterisks 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9, but you don't need to remember that, just that they have asterisks. And on that final verse, verse 9, we will rise together and face the entrance to symbolically welcome the presence of Shabbat.
Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala. שלום, עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Continuing now on page 15 with the Chatzi Kaddish, and then we'll remain standing for the Baruch Hu.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
תלמד יברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו.
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה.
Yitbarach.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה.
Richu.
בריחו להילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה וימרו.
Amen.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai. ומעביר יום ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבי.
On page 17.
Torah Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha v'yomer Moshe v'haya lachem letzitzim asher tamzonim למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים לחיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Turning now to page 21.
פדרנו את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
Continuing with a prayer for peace, that we lie down in peace, that we awaken to peace and well-being.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Page 22. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things.
rising together on page 23, Vishamru, and then we'll remain standing for a few moments of our own silent, private prayer with the words of the Amidah.
V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam, berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael, oti leolam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael, oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz, uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat, Shabbat vayinafash. Page 31. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Page 32. Thank you, Joe Newman. Who? I mean, what would we do without Joe Newman? I mean, let's be honest. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. And that new's got a little attitude. Aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. That's a nice melody, isn't it? We can hear it a lot more tomorrow night with Nefesh Mountain because it's their melody and we're going to hear them do it. And they're a really tight bluegrass band, so let's get excited for that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Oh, say Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oh, say Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu.
I'm excited. I'm going to ask Norm Spector to come on up and join me here for just a moment. Norm is getting ready to leave for a trip to Israel, and not just a trip to Israel, but a very special trip to Israel. Norm is a retired United States Air Force colonel, and he is very engaged with a group called the Friends of the Israel Defense Forces. And this is the second time that he's traveling to Israel under their auspices to bring the love and support and energy of all of us who support the IDF to the land of Israel. So we want to bless him. Boacha v'shalom, you should go in peace. Tzeitcha v'shalom, we're looking forward to having you back and hearing all about it. And you should know we're going to miss you for Veterans Day here, because on Veterans Day, all of you who are veterans, all of your friends who are veterans, please consider this a special invitation. November 11th, Veterans Day, coincides with Shabbat. So we're going to celebrate all of our veterans on that day. But Norm, I wanted to just ask you if you would read for us here the prayer for Israel. Tzur Yisrael.
Tzur Yisrael, O Rock of Israel, bless the state of Israel, the beginning of our redemption. Shield it beneath the wings of your love and spread over it the shelter of your peace. Inspire Israel's leaders and bless the soldiers of the Israeli Defense Forces and everyone who stands guard in order to protect our people. May the words of our prophets come to fruition, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Amen. This is all of our prayer. It goes with you. We can't wait to hear all about it.
At this time in our service, we have the opportunity to call into our hearts all those who are in need of healing. Healing of mind, of body, of spirit. If you would like to share the name of someone for whom you are praying as we sing our Mishaberach prayer, if you've joined us streaming online, please share those names in the comments so we can include them in our own prayers. And here present together, if you'd like to share the names of those for whom you are praying, I invite you to do so as I look around the room. Misha Berach can be found on the back of your handouts.
Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim El Narefan Allah El Narefan Allah El Narefan Allah El Narefan Allah Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
Good Shabbos once again.
Shabbat shalom.
I think that we all know the story of this week's Torah portion, how Noah is identified as the only righteous person in his generation and delegated to build an ark and bring the animals 2 by 2 and save humanity post-flood. Noah dutifully complies, and the ark sails away with his family, including his 3 named sons. It's the end of the story, the postscript, if you will, that I'd like to focus on. One of those 3 sons, named Ham, the Torah tells us, observed that his father Noah was lying naked inside the tent. And he ran outside to tell his brothers Shem and Japheth. And Shem and Japheth took a cloth, they placed it against their backs, and walking backward into the tent, they put that cloth down and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way so they wouldn't see that their father was lying there in such a state. And when Noah awoke from his sleep, according to the Torah, he was intoxicated from having consumed the produce of the vineyard he had planted. He curses his son Ham for sharing this information about his body with his 2 brothers. Ham is accursed for seeing his father naked, and one wonders, should his son have felt embarrassed for his father? Wouldn't he have seen his father naked somewhere in their lives? Did he need to share this information with his brothers? And why are we so shy about our bodies? Should we feel embarrassed about the way that we look? It seems that our relationship to our body hasn't changed since the image of Noah and his sons. It's complicated, and it's made exponentially worse by the sense of body shaming, the concerns about body image that seem to pervade our culture. A recent survey found that 58% of high school boys and 63% of high school girls medically classified as overweight experience daily bullying about the size or shape of their bodies. Negative comments can lead to unhealthy behaviors, self-injury, eating disorders, depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem, just to name a few. Think for a minute about how much praise women enjoy after giving birth for getting back to their pre-baby weight, rather than receiving comments about what great moms they are. During Sukkot, I took a photo of someone with a lulav and etrog, and I wanted to show it to her kids and grandkids, and she called to implore me not to show it to anyone because she felt embarrassed because she was so fat. Shame about our bodies is deeply embedded in us, exacerbated by the constant flow of images of so-called perfection that pervade the media. Tablet magazine described a Jewish camp that instituted a no body talk rule that discourages campers from mentioning physical appearances. That includes negative comments, "Oh, my hands are so big," and positive ones, "Oh, you're having such a good hair day." It makes a big difference when, instead of their appearances, people focus on the value of their interests and what they're passionate about. That was the words of their director. As a Jewish community, we need to look at how much emphasis we place on food and how our spaces are designed to accommodate a variety of body types. The Torah points to shame about our bodies not only in this story of Noah and his sons. We saw it in the very first Torah reading, in which Adam and Eve eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and we read, quote, "Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they perceived that they were naked, and they sewed together fig leaves and made themselves loincloths." They felt an immediate need to cover themselves. The key to understanding how we relate to our bodies is to recognize that shame is the opposite of respect. We respect the body as the image of God. In Jewish tradition, we have actual blessings for the way our bodies work, from the ability to walk to thanks for successful elimination of waste. Healthy sexual expression is celebrated. We use our bodies to perform so many mitzvot. Why would we denigrate our appearance or the appearance of others? There's even a blessing to celebrate the diversity when we see someone who appears a bit different. Jewish law specifically prohibits oppression by means of words. We may not call people derogatory nicknames or embarrass them by reminding them of mistakes that they made in the past. So I think we can now understand better the story of how Noah's sons reacted to his nakedness in this week's Parsha. Granted, Noah got drunk and disrespected himself in doing so. We might excuse him because perhaps he was unaware of the impact that alcohol would have, this being the first vineyard ever recorded to have been planted. But this does not excuse his son Ham from adding to Noah's embarrassment, from adding to the embarrassment he perhaps already felt by looking at him naked and then describing his state to his brothers. As more and more of us deal with elderly parents, many of whom lose mental capacity through Alzheimer's and other diseases, We need to remember the lessons embedded in this story as we cover our parents literally and figuratively when they say things that are hurtful or make no sense. It's a mitzvah to honor our parents. It says so right there in the Ten Commandments. Young people are more frequently shamed about weight, attractiveness, attire, makeup, or the lack thereof. But older folks don't escape either. Lack of mobility, eyesight, hearing, hair loss, and wrinkles are all fodder for teasing and humiliation. In contemporary America, feeling good about one's body feels like the exception, not the norm. So as we read this story of Noah and recall how his sons respond to his nakedness, may we be reminded of this mitzvah of treating all of humanity with tenderness and sensitivity. May we find ways to strengthen our love of and comfort with our own bodies, despite our culture's emphasis on one size fits all. May we all act in ways that diminish people's shame and advance their honor as creatures created in the image of God. Amen.
Yasher Koach, Rabbi. A prayer that we often say in the morning, Asher Yatzar, thanking God for our bodies and the way that they work. And this prayer has been a frequent prayer that we sing, sometimes at high holidays, sometimes Shabbat morning, often at retreats. I thank you for my life, body and soul. Help me realize I am beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am, and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. And it ends with the blessing, Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei chol asar, umachli lasot.
It is my pleasure now to invite forward Lori Brueggemann, a member of our board of directors and our executive board, to share a few announcements and greetings.
Hi, as the rabbi said, I'm Lori Brueggemann, representing the Temple Chai Board of Directors, and we welcome everyone here tonight. The Jewish bluegrass sensation, Nefesh Mountain, as the cantor has said, is coming to Temple Chai tomorrow night. They're an incredible five-piece band that will fill our sanctuary with song. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please go to templechai.com/nefesh. And this program is generously being underwritten by Alan and Carol Zajcik. We'd like to would you like to give your input on the design of our new home? Please plan on attending a workshop with our architect, Eddie Jones, this Tuesday, November 1st at 7 p.m. There will be a dessert reception to begin the program, and we hope to see you on Tuesday. Please go online to RSVP if you're attending the reception. Come and enjoy coffee and conversation with Rabbi Siegel this Sunday morning from 9:45 to 10:30. Conversation topics will vary each month. The conversation topic this month will be the recent anti-Semitism we've seen in the news in the public sphere lately, and no RSVP is required. Come and experience the energy here on Sunday mornings when religious school is in full swing. We need some volunteers to help pick up the donuts, bagels, and coffee for the Chai Cafe on Sunday mornings, and then stay until Madrich takes over at about 9:15. Volunteers will be reimbursed for purchases, and you can contact Zach Dunn if you can help. Please look at the eChai for an extensive listing of new social action programs over the next few months. Besides our Thanksgiving food drive and the peanut butter and fluff, you'll see some new programs that we are excited to introduce. And there should be a flyer in your Shabbat brochure tonight. Please join us for our next Dorot service, Friday, November 4th, with an Italian dinner following services. RSVP is due November 2nd. The sanctuary will be filled with families and song. And then after services conclude, you can find board members identified with our little badges near the end of the sanctuary. Please come and introduce yourself and get to know us. And Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. We will continue now with the concluding prayers of our service. Aleinu can be found in your prayer books on page 38. Page 38, and we rise together.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot adama, shelo samchelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu koreim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
You may be seated. We think now of all those we have loved and lost, friends, family members of our congregational community for whom we are in a period of mourning or observing a yahrzeit. As a congregational community within the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, we remember Terry Yarrow's husband of Madeline. We also, as I mentioned at the beginning, recall those who perished in Pittsburgh at the Tree of Life. Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecil and David Rosenthal, Bernice and Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irving Younger. If you would like to share the name of someone you are remembering, whether in a period of mourning, a yahrzeit, or simply remembering at this time, if you're joining us streaming online, please share those names in the comments so we can hold them close in our hearts with our own. And present together, I invite you, if you are remembering someone whose name you'd like to share, to please rise to share those names. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 40. We rise together in support of all those in mourning and remembering loved ones. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
V'yama divrach lirtei v'yamlich malchutei. b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'Lalmei Omaya. Yit Barach V'Yishtabach V'Yit Pa'ar V'Yit Tromam V'Yit Naseh V'Yit Hadar V'Yit Ale V'Yit Halal Shemei D'Kudasha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tush B'chata V'Nechemata Damiran B'Alma V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as again we say, Amen. From the holiness of memory, we move to the sanctity and joy of this very moment with Kiddush, our wine or grape juice symbol of joy. And I'd love to invite forward Zach and his family again, if you'd like to join him, to lead us in Kiddush. Kiddush can be found on page 41 of our prayer books. Page 41.
I don't want to like splat this on the ground. Hi.
Start here. There you go. Baruch atah Adonai. Get me close to the mic. There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'razavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava u'razon, v'hilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letzion mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidasha mikol amin, v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava u'vratzon chinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashat l'chaim.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Looking forward to your bar mitzvah in a few short weeks. As we will conclude in just a moment, any kids, any young people, which is a self-defining category, any young people would like, we have a little sweet something up here for you to grab. Baruch atah b'voecha, Baruch atah b'tzeitecha, as you are blessed, bringing blessings with you into this sanctuary. So may you be blessed, bringing blessings with you as you go.
Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos. Woo! I'm sorry I didn't ask about your topic. That was like. Hi. He knew it. He knew it. I like got the page and everything, but he was like, I got it. I gotta check. I gotta stop the recording. What is that?